Even if this love disappears tonight review, hiding among Yan Press's large collection of light novels are the occasional standalone novels, stories that aren't part of the series, or are filled with anime-inspired illustrations. One such title is author Misaki Ichigo's debut work, Even If This Love Disappears Tonight, which I'm here to take a look at today. But a delight, let's find out. The story follows high school student Toru Kamiya, was pushed into confessing his love to Maori Hino by a bully targeting him after Toru stood up for a classmate. Toru doesn't expect this confession to go particularly well after all. He and Maori are in completely different classes and have never spoken before. However, Maori does agree to date Toru, provided he will follow three rules. First, not talking to her until after school. Second, keep any communication between them consist. And third, don't fall in love. Toru agrees to these conditions, assuming at first that Maori simply wants to enjoy pretend dating and has reasons for her own for having a fake boyfriend. The two begin spending the days together after school, and our protagonist soon realizes he has fallen for Maori and works up the courage to tell her. But the truth behind Maori setting the rules she did is revealed and shatters Toru's world. It turns out that Maori has a condition known as retrograde amnesia, which started after a car accident when she was a junior high, and means Maori remembers nothing after the point. She lives each day knowing that soon, as she goes to sleep, she'll forget everything and starts back at square one. Pandemic learning how much time has passed since the accident and never holding onto any of the memories she makes. This is why she doesn't want Toru to fall in love with her, and why she tries to keep him at arm's length, despite knowing that being with him is fun and will give her good memories even for the single day she can hold onto them. Every day, Maori writes down the day's event in a journal so that the next days Maori has an idea about what's going on in her life. On the day Toru confesses he's in love, the two agree that Maori shouldn't write it down and they can instead go on as if nothing happened. Toru doesn't want to call off their fake dating and is not discouraged by Maori's condition either. Instead, he vows to make her days filled with fun and good memories so that she always has done something good to look back on, even if she can remember it, and maybe someday her condition will improve. Retrograde amnesia isn't occurable, but it's not something that can be treated with some modern medicine either. So no one can say if or when Maori might start retaining memories again. In many ways, even if this love disappears tonight, reminds me of Yoru Somino's I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Both of these stories are bittersweet, telling the story of a boy and girl in love but where the heroine is struggling with something that prevents her from being able to be honest about her feelings and date the protagonist. This is of course painful for the reader to experience, but at the same time engrossing. Your urge to keep turning the pages in the hopes something will be resolved and there will be a happy ending waiting for you, and until then you want to watch over these characters as a struggle strongly every day. Let's not say this is a perfect novel. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is stronger overall. If you wanted to compare the two, the reasons for Toru and Maori started to fake date are flimsy, and if you scrutinize them, it quickly falls apart, as does Toru being bullied in the first place. Given that doesn't remain part of the story after the initial setup, it is not in his personality to be pushed around by anyone, but in the long run, I forgive these problems as the rest of the writing is strong, not just surrounding Toru and Maori, but also both their families and Maori's best friend Izumi, who she knew before the accident, so can confide in about her condition. The book is mostly written from the perspective of Toru, but there are chapters told through Maori's eyes as well as Izumi's, and it helps give us a rounded view of what everyone's feeling as the story goes on. There are also some of Maori's diary entries included, so we can see the kind of details she gives about her days and snippets of her feelings toward Toru. It certainly helps to keep the reader engaged in the world and his heart emotionally as the book goes on. This isn't a bleak tale, nor is it a tragedy. It's hopeful and knows exactly what message it wishes to convey to the audience, even if there are some bumps along the way. If you read a lot of similar stories to this, which means to be in an emerging trend, this might not engage you as readily as it did me, but I don't think this should prevent anyone from checking it out either. If you're ready to give it a chance, there's a heartfelt narrative waiting for you. As previously mentioned, Even If This Love Disappears Tonight comes to the West thanks to Yan Press, and it has been translated by Winifred Bird. There are a couple of typos in the book that lead to me think that it will have time with another proofread, but otherwise there are no issues with the translation. This release is one of Yan Press's hardbacks, which makes it a little more expensive than their usual output, but hard to complain about when it's a single novel rather than a long-going series, like some of their light novels that are given the hardback treatment. The publisher also has has also released an audiobook version. The novel is being adapted into a Japanese live-action film as of last year, although it doesn't appear to be available in English at the time of writing. Author Misaki Ichigo has also written a sequel following, easily titled Even If These Tears Disappear Tonight, which Yen Press are due to release in May. Overall, Even If This Love Disappears Tonight may not stand out as being original compared to I Want to Eat Your Pancreas or similar bittersweet tales, but there's still plenty to enjoy from Misaki Ichigo's debut work. It's not perfect, but this is a book. It's easy to get invested thanks to its likable cast, and the message and narrative is conveying. 8 out of 10.